Good evening, everyone. I've got a super terrific announcement for you on May the 8th. We're going to have a fanfare right here in Kingsport. We're going to have several of the old-timers here, a lot of souvenirs for sale. That'll be from 11 to 4, and we'll also have a match that night featuring the legends of Kingsport. Now, one other thing I want to talk about. Tonight, if Ricky Harrison and Jimmy Valiant win this tag team match, I get 5 minutes with BJ Sharp. And y'all are wondering what this is on my shoulder. This is the Universal Wrestling Alliance World Junior Heavyweight Championship belt that I retired with in 1980. If PJ can beat me tonight, I'll give him this belt, and you'll never see me around these parts again. Whoa!
Hey, Shay, go ahead and lay down.
Hey, shut up! Listen.
Wait, Halloween isn't for several months, you know.
This isn't a Halloween outfit. Kim Bowles comes out here and he talks about the past. I'm the only man alive that can tell the future. And tonight, somebody is getting carried out on a stretcher. And it ain't me.
Hey, Bowles wants to talk about an old belt that don't mean nothing. Right here's the only title in professional wrestling that means anything. Bowles, you better keep it running wherever you went to, because you're going to be in trouble if you get out here in the ring tonight. And as far as Valiant and Harrison go, I'm tired of it once and for all. Right here tonight is...
Whoa, whoa, man, whoa! Hey! All right. Whoa!
The only future that's going to be told here tonight is Ricky Harrison and Jimmy Valiant is going to kick some butt right here at the Kingsport Civic Auditorium. Weeks and weeks. First Family and Beau James has been 3-4 on 1. We're here tonight for the Children's Miracle Network. We're not going to let these kids down. We're not going to let you fans down. Ricky Harrison and Jimmy Valiant, we're going to take them out.
You know, Chip, I want to tell you something. First of all, it's good to see you. I haven't seen you in about 20 years, but I'll tell you something. Beau James, listen at me, man. The only reason that the Boogie Woogie Man's here is because of these hurt children. Children Miracle Network, the only reason I am semi-retired. This kid right here asked me to come, and I'll be glad to come. You know, this state of Tennessee's the greatest wrestling state that I have ever wrestled in front of. Beau James, tonight, and Flynn, tonight, and that cheesy manager of theirs, the Weasel, tonight. Kid Bowles, you're gonna get your wish. You're gonna get 5 minutes with them because we're gonna take it to the limit. We're gonna be ballers walking on the wall. Oh, God, you believe blood's gonna flow like wine. All right.
All right, fans, you've heard it from the Boogie Woogie Man, Jimmy Valiant, Ricky Harrison. That match coming up here tonight.
All right, fans, here we go. This thing is going to start outside the ring as the First Family tries to Pier 6 and pull a sneak attack on handsome Jimmy Valiant, the Boogie Woogie Man, and his partner Ricky Harrison. And Duke, I gotta say here that the First Family's plans went a little awry there. They didn't get everything they wanted out of that deal, did they? Double cover there, as both Valiant and Harrison getting the better of two of the First Family members, Steve Flynn and handsome Beau James, the current Southern States Wrestling Champion. Sleeper indeed by the Boogie Woogie Man on Steve Flynn. Meanwhile, Harrison and Beau James, and you just saw James taking a couple of fingers to the eyes of both Harrison and then the Boogie Woogie Man to break up that sleeper hold. Beau James, he knows every sneaky, dirty trick in the book. And I'm going to depend on you, Duke, to be at least a little impartial, even though you and PJ Sharp seem to be best friends.
Yeah, you know what? Beau James does know every dirty trick in the book. But you know who taught him a lot of those? Jimmy Valiant. Jimmy Valiant, instrumental in breaking Beau James in the sport of professional wrestling. So if you're going to lay blame on anyone, you should lay it on that so-called New Yorker. He ain't from New York. He's from Wisconsin, if you ask me, Jimmy Valiant.
Well, no, most people know where the Boogie Woogie Man's from, and that's New York City, as he has a headlock and delivers a major fist to the forehead of Steve Flynn. Might have even been an elbow or a finger or a thumb as his back was turned to us. Double whip there by Harrison and Valiant. Double elbow. And you got to say here, Duke, even though Harrison and Valiant don't wrestle exclusively as tag team partners, a cover, count of 2, they're looking pretty good here so far in this match.
Well, so far, yes, they are looking good.
Again, if Harrison and Valiant win, then Commissioner Ken Bowles is going to get 5 minutes in the ring, Duke, with your buddy P.J. Sharp, and I can't wait to see that if it happens.
That's totally unfair. I can't believe, and we've got a member of the board here with us, Mark Curtis. I cannot believe that they would sanction such stipulations. Ken Bowles is a trained professional wrestler. Of course, it was like 100 years ago when he was wrestling, but he's a trained professional wrestler. P.J. Sharp is nothing but a manager. It's totally unfair to sanction such a stipulation.
Tag made to Beau James after that thumb to the throat by Flynn on the Boogie Woogie Man. And Mark, what is your comment concerning what Duke just said?
Well, maybe unfair. However, one thing you do have to remember is P.J. Sharp, not only did he agree to the match, I believe he's the one that asked for the match. And it was Commissioner Ken Bowles who was willing to put up his old UWA junior heavyweight belt to get the match with P.J. Sharp. And I believe that Mr. Sharp, asking what he did ask for, has bitten off a little bit more than he could chew. And speaking of chewing, it looks like Jimmy Valiant's caught in the middle of a bodacious bear hug there, and they just switched in and out. And I'm looking at Beau James, and that outfit looks very, very familiar. Looks like a certain luchador that we saw earlier this evening. Chip, what do you think?
Yeah, I'd agree with you, Mark. Maybe they're twins, Duke. Who knows?
Oh, here you guys go again. I mean, PJ, he came up to me in between the matches, and he told me that it cost him a lot of money to fly that wrestler in from Mexico.
Well, that's how
that means right there it's not Beau James.
Yeah, PJ spends his money that way. I've got a 1941 Roadster I'd like to sell him. It only needs a motor and 4 tires, and he'd be all set with the thing. Meanwhile, double teaming again on the Boogie Woogie Man. Referee Mike DiMuzio's back is turned, and the first family there, Duke, is just teeing off on Jimmy Valiant.
This is where the inexperience as a tag team of Valiant and Harrison comes to haunt them. Harrison overzealous trying to get in the ring to save Jimmy Valiant, and it ended up costing his team a lot, as now Beau James cinching that bear hug in on Jimmy Valiant put tremendous pressure on the ribs and the lower back of the Boogie Woogie Man.
But unfortunately, Harrison did make the tag coming in, but Mike DiMuzio did not see the tag, and that was crawl between the legs, and there's a hot tag. Here comes Ricky Harrison in like a house of fire, beating up on Beau James and Steve Flynn. What do you think, Chip?
Well, right now, Harrison looking tremendous. It's 1 against 2 as his partner, the Boogie Woogie Man, catches his breath in the corner. Beau James for the ride. Steve Flynn over to try to protect, and does his partner. And Harrison is down. Big foot to the forehead of Ricky Harrison by handsome Beau James. Boogie Woogie Man trying to come in to help his partner. That's not going to work. There goes Harrison flying high over the top rope. And Duke, and I'm sure you're happy about this, the chances of that occurring don't look to be too good at the moment.
Well, good, because I don't think that should happen regardless. But I'll tell you what, you talk about Beau James and Jimmy Valiant. Jimmy Valiant helped train Beau James. The two have been tag team partners on numerous occasions, now on opposite sides of the fence. But in the last 2 years, no one has a better win-loss record against Jimmy Valiant than handsome Beau James.
Well, Jimmy Valiant, in fact, telling me, if you look, as there's a cover, 2 count. The cover by handsome Beau James and Ricky Harrison. Jimmy Valiant telling me earlier on that his toughest opponent in the 1990s has been handsome Beau James. So they've had a long, long feud going. They're just James spitting in the direction of the Boogie Woogie Man. That's fighting words right there to handsome Jimmy Valiant, Duke.
And of course, the issue between Beau James and Jimmy Valiant still going strong, but don't forget about the feud between the heavyweight champion of Southern States Wrestling, Beau James, and Ricky Harrison. It was just under 1 year ago. Here, Ken Bowles now trying to interject himself. He needs to get back down. If I were referee Mike DiMuzio, I'd eject him from ringside right now.
Well, again, the ref's back is turned, and meanwhile, there in the center of the ring, Steve Flynn with what appears to be a legal hold. Kind of now, well, that isn't very legal, is it? He's trying to pull the face apart of Ricky Harrison. Spoken from a man who would know a health club if he ran into one on a bicycle. Meanwhile, Harrison double teamed off the ropes, and he's able to use a double pile driver. Not a pile driver, but just double headlock and dropping them both down right on their respective heads. Not a lot of brain material in those heads, a lot of empty space, and I'm sure both the heads of James and Flynn are ringing at the moment there, Duke.
Able to grab both men and take them down in a DDT-like maneuver. I guess we'll call that a double DDT, but Harrison desperately needs to make that tag.
There it is.
Here it is.
The Boogie Woogie Man is in. Both members of the First Family are there to greet him. Down is Flynn. James went flying. Now he's going to have a meeting of the minds the hard way. The Boogie Woogie Man cleaning house here. Rolls over Flynn. Harrison is in as well. All four men inside the squared circle. Flynn goes out the hard way. Meanwhile, Ricky Harrison is employing the figure four on handsome Beau James, who says, "I quit." He says, "I quit" there, Duke. And the First Family is lost.
I don't believe it. Wait a second. Who are the legal men? No way Beau James submitted. I don't believe it.
He clearly was signaling to referee Mike DiMuzio.
Run, PJ, run.
Where's
run.
PJ Sharp going? Oh, no. Ken Bowles is going to redirect his backside inside the ring. 5 minutes now for Ken Bowles against your good friend, Duke. You might want to run down and help him.
Oh, no, this is...
Yeah, you wanted the referee. Get in there now. Come on.
Go ahead, Duke. The member of the board, Mark Curtis, says you can go.
I can't believe you guys are making light of this situation.
Oh! Figure four on PJ Sharp as Ricky Harrison and the Boogeyman make sure that the members of the First Family are out of the way. Boogeyman chasing now. Death and Destruction, though, meeting up with the Boogeyman.
He grabs that briefcase away from Ken Bowles. Beau James punches him in the stomach. Good, get him, Beau.
Yeah, Mark. Meanwhile, it's Mike DiMuzio interfering, so to speak, taking that briefcase away. Steve Flynn is back. Drop the leg down on Boogeyman. Outside the ring, Ken Bowles. Here comes the First Family. Here's a very familiar situation. Blatant double team, a strap by Flynn across the back of Ricky Harrison already. From back here there, Duke, you can see some huge red welts on the back of Harrison.
Get him, whip him like a dog. He was the one who broke the rules first. He went in when it was supposed to be just Ken Bowles and PJ. So he's getting what he deserves.
And Mike DiMuzio's not doing anything. We're definitely having a board meeting. We're definitely looking at these tapes. And me and Big Al Getz and the other board of directors are going to sit down and figure something out. 2 referees, maybe 3 referees in these matches. But Mike DiMuzio is going to be fined. He's going to be fined heavy, along with Beau James, that belt, and Steve.
Fans, we've just learned from Commissioner Ken Bowles for Sunday, April 25th here in Kingsport, we will have a special leather strap and a pole match between Steve Flynn and Ricky Harrison. Also, the champion Beau James defends the SSW title against Ricky Morton from the legendary Rock and Roll Express. Now, if we can get our camera to follow me, we want to try to find out here in the dressing room of the First Family the condition of manager P.J. Sharp. He just got his head handed to him by Ken Bowles.
Chip Kessler, did you see what happened out there? About 40 guys run in the ring and jumped on PJ and helped out Jimmy Valiant. About 13 of them got on me. Look, I'm a little swollen up, but look here, Harrison and Valiant. You want to try to jump on us? You want to try to... PJ, it's all right. It's okay, man. I'll call your mom in a minute. It's okay. Look, you hurt PJ. Now he's going to have to go to the doctor, but I just found out it's been signed Steve Flynn against Ricky Harrison, the pole match with a leather strap on top. And you know what? You seen the way I whipped that punk out there tonight? That's the way I want you to hit him. I want you to hit him till he bleeds. I want you to hit him till he screams, "My name's Toby." You understand what I'm saying? Now then, Ricky Morton, you're coming into Kingsport and you want a title match against me. Hey, it ain't no secret. I've known Ricky Morton since I was 12 years old. Me and him been all around the country together. But things are different. I'm not that 12-year-old kid anymore. I'm the champ around here. You want to come and try to get a hold of me? I'm going to give you one chance, Morton, and one chance only. And it's going to be 1, 2, 3, and you're going to be left laying. And then they're going to talk about honoring a bunch of legends. On May the 8th, honoring a bunch of legends. What you see right here is a legend in the making. What it's going to be is Beau James' celebration night, because any old fossil that shows up May the 8th, I'm going to punch right in the face with my left hand, then I'm going to punch him right in the face with my right hand, and then I'm going to walk up and down their body, because I own Kingsport now. This is my town. More people have come to see me wrestle in Kingsport than they paid to see Elvis Presley play. I own Kingsport, and it's plain and simple. You cross me in this town, you're done once and for all. Now, Chip Kessler, you get out of here so he can cry with a little bit of dignity.
All right, fans, we'll be back with more coming up.
Hey!